Hello, BookTube. This is my October backup reading plan. If you watched my earlier October reading plan and then watched some of my weekly reads videos, you will know that while one part of my October reading plan, a reread of Demon Slayer by Koyoharu Gotouge, turned out spectacularly as I knew it would, the rest of my October reading plans went to hell in a handbasket. Victober was, well, continued with my tradition of not having great Victobers. And the backup books also did not turn out well at all. So that left me with a week of groping around trying to figure out what to do. But for the last 2 weeks of October, I think I have a workable reading plan. So here it is. So today, on Friday, I will be reading 3 volumes of Dr. Stone by Riichiro Inagaki and Boichi. Volumes 10, 11, and 12. Dr. Stone is a relatively recent manga series about people from the 2010s. So in the 2010s, something happened that petrified the entire human population on Earth. The only survivors being passengers on the International Space Station. So 2,000 years later, people begin to come out of the petrification. The main character of this series is a genius teenager named Sinku, who devotes himself to rebuilding civilization using the power of science and to restore the world to what it once was when the petrification wave hit. And so he goes on a number of adventures, building his kingdom of science and using his scientific knowledge to solve all sorts of problems. I've read the first 9 volumes and rather like the series, so I'm looking forward to these 3 volumes. Over the weekend, I plan to read at least 6 volumes of One Piece by Eiichiro Oda in these 3-volume omnibus edition. So I will be reading volume 64 through 69. One Piece is one of the most popular manga series there are. It's about a young man named Monkey D. Luffy, who is this young man here, who, when he was a young boy, was the mascot of a pirate crew captained by red-haired Shanks, who used his hometown as one of their ports of call. On the penultimate visit of the red-haired pirates to Luffy's hometown, Luffy ate a devil fruit, a fruit that grants its consumer superhuman abilities at the cost of being able to swim. Luffy became an elastic person, a rubber man. 10 years later, Luffy sets out on his own to become a pirate and find the One Piece, a fabled treasure that will allow himself to be called King of the Pirates. And over time, he builds a crew that quickly becomes a family. These volumes see Luffy move to a new part of the world called the New World, which is much more dangerous than the parts of the world that he has previously been on. So starting on Monday, I will be bail redeeming Inventing the Renaissance by Ada Palmer. This is a history of the Renaissance, or at least how the Renaissance became the Renaissance, or how this period of time from the early 13th century, give or take, up through the early late 17th century, give or take, became called the Renaissance. And so it looks at how the idea of the Renaissance was developed, some lives of people who lived during this period, that sort of thing. I tried this book a few months ago, shortly after I got it, and I didn't quite get on with it. But as you can see, well, maybe not. I did do a sort of try a chapter tag of this book yesterday, which I will talk about in weekly reads coming up. And I got past where I bailed on it. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be a successful bail redemption. And once I finish with Inventing the Renaissance, I will then move on to Bloodlands, Europe Between Hitler and Stalin by Timothy Snyder. So this is about the borderlands between from the Baltic to the Black Sea, that sort of between Nazi Germany and Stalinist Soviet Union, where much of the bloodiest fighting of the war between the two took place. Again, I tried a chapter or more, try an introduction in this case, and I think I will be able to read this book. So my plan for next week and possibly the week after is, I think these two books should fill that time. And if not, then maybe some more manga or reread some poetry. And I'll report back on how that turns out during weekly reads. So hopefully this can work, and I won't be oversaturated with manga when I start Naruto in November. And I will make that November reading plan probably on Halloween. If everything goes according to plan, I should make it on Halloween. But I might do it earlier, depending. So until I see you later with weekly reads, thank you, BookTube. Have a great afternoon and stay safe.